All right, so let's just jump right in on this one. And if you haven't seen the previous two parts of this series, go ahead and check those out. The first part will walk you through what exactly is beacon technology and how we're using Bluetooth in the real estate industry. And the second one is all about proximity and talking about how we're using and what these beacons are doing in the industry and how OmniAgent is introducing those. This part three, I'm immensely excited about talking through this. When we started building a platform for real estate agents, having just another lead tool, like a name badge that goes out there, was just the first tip of the iceberg. And we realized that that's not all that these tiny little beacons are capable of. And that brings us from proximity to interactivity. If you have been in real estate for a single minute, you understand that the more interactive you can become with your clients and your buyers and your sellers and your for sale by owners and your broker, the bigger your real estate business becomes. And interactivity with OmniAgent just accelerates that even more by giving you the right proximity tools to do exactly what we've been meaning to do for the last century, but haven't had the proper tools to be able to actually do. So these little beacons that we've been talking about are amazing. They do lots of great things. OmniAgent is capitalizing on the fact that we now know that they can talk to each other. This is an incredible feature because once you start getting 3, 4, 5 of these things interacting together, it becomes a very powerful network. And a network like this that is talking to each other, that's placed in the right environment, can provide us the right context and the right feedback for what we need in real estate to make our business take off. So let's just say for a second, we take this powerful network and we integrate it into your listing. And it's already communicating with people out on your real estate sign. But now if we take 3, 4, 5 more of these and they're all inside the house, now you can provide very interactive data based on key features that you wouldn't necessarily put on a public-facing MLS sheet or a flyer. But for those select few that decide to actually tour the home and make the effort of going inside the home, there might be some things that you want to share or feature or highlight. And beacons that can talk to each other can now help you create a more interactive showing experience and then start converting more showings into actual sales. So this is how it works. You take 3 or 4 of our Omni points, you connect those with our OmniAgent dashboard, and you put those in very specific locations around the house. And each of those Omni points are programmed with a very specific message from you that features a certain item. So let's just say they enter through the front porch and they hit that entryway, and another beacon is triggered, and that front beacon instantly sends the buyer and the sales agent there to a video of you just saying, welcome, we're so glad you came on our tour. We hope you have a good experience inside the home. If you have any questions or need anything answered, please just contact us. Oh, by the way, here's my phone number, and we hope you have a great tour. Now that's just a very powerful tool right there. Instantly, you are present with the buyer's agent and the buyers through a video and setting the tone for a good experience. And as they travel through the house, they're going to touch other beacons. They're going to pass by these beacons. Imagine the added value when they walk into a kitchen, they see these gorgeous commercial grade appliances, or they see something that's just really unique. And all of a sudden, the pop-up on their phone pops up because they're nearby one of the beacons, and it says, hey, oh, by the way, these have never been used and won't be used until the next buyer purchases the house. The emotional connection that could have with a chef or someone that really appreciates that sort of thing can help go from a possible sell to a definite sell. And as they pass through other beacons, they might have great experiences, and they get to the master bedroom, and let's just say that there's some dirty carpet, maybe the pets have been left in there, and it's really an eyesore for the whole experience. Everything else has been fantastic, and they get there, and that's just sort of a letdown about the house. How fantastic would it be at that exact point in time that they're nearby a beacon in the master bedroom, and that beacon pops up a seller disclosure or a little document that the seller has signed that says, hey, oh, by the way, we note that this carpet is in bad shape. However, the seller has signed this saying that they're willing to give a $2,000 credit allowance to the new buyer to replace the carpet with whatever they choose post-closing. Now, that just is something that you're not going to put on an MLS sheet. You're not going to put, hey, the carpet in the master bedroom is crappy, but we're giving an allowance and hope people come and see your house. You're gonna highlight the good parts and not highlight the bad parts. But when they go to that bad part, just the conversion possibilities that happen when you say, "Oh, hey, we didn't tell you about this, but it's okay. The reason why is because we're giving you $2,000 right off the bat." That can just change the whole dynamic of a showing and the emotional connection that the buyers are having with a house, especially if you're preempting any objections they might have to it. So with OmniAgent and the Property Scout Pro platform, the buyers who are going through your tour are going to see something that looks just like this. This is the app that we've created for you. It's free to anybody to download and use and experience. And then as long as you're an OmniAgent subscriber, you're able to program this with whatever video content, any kind of pictures that you want. And as you can see, this page varies from room to room to room or to each beacon. They're entirely customizable, entirely changeable. You can upload videos, photos, descriptions, specific details, and has all of your agent contact right there at the bottom so that as they're showing the house, as they're going through the house, if they have any questions, they have got your phone number and the ability to ask you a question right there and then without having to wait. Now, we spent a lot of time really engineering and trying to figure out what are the most critical tools that are lacking in the 21st century for real estate agents. And the response, the overwhelming response that we got from just about every agent that we interviewed when we were doing really early trials of this was the idea of a digital guest book. This ordeal of buyer's agent taking people through your house or the listing that you're representing, being expected to leave a contact or a details card, a business card on the kitchen counter, and then a couple days later we go back to the house, we collect all the business cards, we call them for feedback, or if you live in a more metro area, you're using super lock boxes or some sort of electronic lock boxes, letting you have direct feedback with the buyer's agent. This entire way of doing feedback and tracking who is going in and out of your house is it's just all over the map. And so what we've made available to you right now is through the OmniAgent dashboard, you can actually create an entire showing experience that's trackable and checks in every guest that comes through the house. And the way this works is very simple. You have a beacon that's at your front door, and the buyer's agent calls you, says, "Hey, we'd like to see whatever John Smith Lane," and you say, "That's great. We use OmniAgent for all of our showings to track. And if you could just go ahead and set up your showing through there." They go on to the Property Scout Pro app and they check in themselves. They check in both of their buyers or whatever guests are going through the house, and you get an instant pop-up confirmation on your OmniAgent dashboard that has all of the contact details, email addresses, names of every person that is going through that house on that day at that exact time during the day. That alone is critical. It's an amazing tool. It's a powerful way of getting contact information from everybody that's inside the house for, if anything, just for security purposes. But then as they check in and they go through the house, here's where the real power of the interactivity of a showing comes in place. As they go room to room and you have beacons set up in particular locations, or let's just say you have one beacon set up, and they trigger those beacons, you have the opportunity to send a simple feedback checklist. And it says, "Hey, we noticed that you're in the kitchen on a scale of 1 to 10. How do you like it?" And getting instant feedback during the showing in live real time, scale of 1 to 10. So as they go to the master bedroom, that's great. It had a 10. They get to the kitchen, that's great. It had a 7. You get to the front entry, that had a 10. And then get back to the den where that soiled carpet is again, and it's getting a 1. And so you have an instantaneous feedback that says they love everything about this house. However, that back room with the carpet is just horrible, and it's really turning off buyers. So now you have critical information, critical data that tells you that the thing that they don't like about the house is that back carpet. They liked everything else about the house. So now instead of calling the buyer's agent back and saying, "We just trying to get feedback on the house, how'd they feel about it?" which is completely ambiguous and vague, and the response, "Oh, they liked it," or "No, we're still going to look around, we'll get back to you later." It's the same answers all the time. But if you know for a fact that they liked all of the rooms, but they did not like that back room, you could just say, "Hey, we noticed that you guys had a great tour, but everybody was really turned off about that back room. Is that, if we offered a $2,000 credit for that carpet back there, is that something that your buyers may be interested in?" And now you've gone from just a feedback request to a possible conversion. Now you've encountered an objection or a negative emotion people were feeling about the listed house, and you're able to pinpoint that specifically with the buyer's agent and say, hey, look, is this the problem? And if it is, then we can fix that right now. And instead of them having to feel like they have to ask you for the credit for the allowance, they know right off the bat, and that could eliminate any other future showings that they're going on and just get an offer right there. So this digital guestbook feature that's available to you right now in our beta is something that I feel is just going to completely revolutionize and change the way that we interact as listing agents and buyers agents during that showing feedback cycle. That is the most critical point of sale, in my opinion. It's the point in which you've got someone that's entered the house, and if they're going to make a decision, they're going to make that decision most likely right at that point in time. And this is all just really the tip of the iceberg for what we're working on and what we're releasing right now. Everything that you've seen in these last 3 videos are available to you right now in our beta release. But we are more excited about having you on board. The more agents that we are seeing come on to the OmniAgent platform, the better feedback loop that we're getting to be able to develop some of the really cool features that we're releasing later this year. And one of those features is the idea of a heat map and analytics. If we go back to the slide with the blueprint, that you have all of these beacons deployed. Well, we know that they can talk to each other, and we know that they can turn. They know when you've entered and exited a room. So imagine for a second if we could know how long you spent in a room. We can know when you entered that room, when you exited the room. We know what room you went to after that room. So then we can start to create a timeline, a heat map that we can have as listing agents to take to the sellers and say, hey, you know how we talked about the den not really being accessible or keeping that door closed, or when you have the dogs in there, they're not able to see that den. Here's a heat map of the last 5 showings and how people are interacting and flowing through your home. Maybe we need to rearrange some furniture to get to them to experience the kitchen a little bit better. Maybe this wallpaper in the master bedroom is really just not selling the house, and they're spending 20 minutes in here trying to figure out what they're going to do about that. Maybe we need to fix that. Then we can really start to paint a picture for our sellers on what's happening during a tour, instead of just trying to share with them, oh, well, they didn't like it. And that's the only feedback they get. We can actually show them how the tour flow happens, how a total stranger enters the house and flows through the house based on its current staging or furniture arrangement. And that is what we're working on that's coming really soon, that I think is going to just change the entire paradigm of how we interact with our sellers and our clients, and share with them how their house is doing on the market, instead of them just trusting that the people went through the tour and they did or did not like it. We're also working on making these more personal pages. So we've got the Property Scout Pro app, and we've got the OmniAgent dashboard. And we're trying to figure out a way to make that more personal to both the agent and the buyer, so that the experience feels more personal than just an online resource with a lot of data on it. And so, it's something we're working on, and we're asking a lot of questions. And the more that we have you on board, the more we're able to know how much personalization do you want in this? How much is too much? And what are some critical personalization needs that you need to let people and clients and other agents know who you are and how you operate your business. After releasing OmniAgent and Property Scout Pro, we realized there is just a significant amount of unsorted leads that are not a part of our network, that are coming in because we have data out there and homes out there that aren't run or listed by our Omni agents. They're listed by other agents. So much like Zillow gets traffic to homes that aren't Zillow homes, we're getting a lot of leads and a lot of potential buyers that are coming in and clicking on homes, but we have nowhere to send those. And so what we're trying to realize and figure out that will be coming very soon is a way for our OmniAgent subscribers to give them these leads without having them pay extra. So we don't want to be like every other online resource that is selling leads or creating a bidding war for these leads. Really, if you are subscribed and one of our early adopters, what we're going to try and do is take these leads and based somehow on your proximity to the lead, and some sort of rotator give these leads to you in your region, in your area, as just a thank you for being a part of OmniAgent. And we really are excited about being able to offer our members that. And all this is coming later this year directly for our members and the OmniAgent family. So hopefully this gets you as excited as we are here at OmniAgent. And if you are in the Central Florida region, we're heavily partnered with the MFR MLS, and we're looking at possibly being in Vegas by later this year in the Vegas region. So if you are in those areas and you're excited about what we're doing here, you're excited about the potential of this tool, and you want to be a part of our invite-only beta, that is available right now. And for just the first group of people that we come on as early adopters, we're offering a discounted rate, and that rate is going to be locked in for life. So if you decide to help us out and be one of our beta testers, we'll give you a discounted rate. We'll also give you 2 free starter beacons to go ahead and get started. Those are normally a $15 value, but we're going to give 2 of them for free just so we can get you onto the platform, get you started real fast. And as we release these big features later this year, we're pretty sure we're going to have some price increases that come with that for our national rollout. However, if you are a part of our beta, our invite program that's going on right now, and you subscribe as an early adopter at this rate, you will not have a price increase. You will be at this rate for the duration of your membership with OmniAgent, and that's pretty exciting. So go ahead and go to OmniAgent Pro. There's some sign-up forms and registration that you can do there, or give us a call, reach out to us. We're offering your 14-day free trial just so you can kind of take a look, poke around. If you are a broker with a larger network and want to get all of your agents set up on OmniAgent Pro, we do have different broker programs available to you. We'll make sure we get you guys directed to the appropriate sales agent to take care of you. Hope you have a fantastic and successful 2018.